here's what really caught my eye. The way these UK startups are like weaving AI and cloud tech into basically every industry you can think of. And the main thing they all have in common is that they're making even the most complex technology super user-friendly.
Well, that's key, right? Because it's one thing to develop cutting-edge AI, but it's a whole other thing to make it something that people actually want to use in their everyday lives, right?
Exactly. If it's too hard to use, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. And it seems like these startups have really figured that part out.
Absolutely. And for those of us who, spend way too long in the grocery store aisles trying to read every single label.
Oh, tell me about it. Especially with all the dietary restrictions these days.
Right. I spend like an hour just in the snack aisle. But there's a UK startup called Spoon Guru that's using AI to personalize your entire nutritional needs based on, get this, billions of data points.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about.
Right. They process 14 billion data points every single day.
14 billion every single day.
Every single day.
That is incredible. So they're basically like a personal nutritionist in your pocket.
Exactly. And what they do is they take all of this product data from grocery stores and they use AI to tag those products with hundreds of dietary attributes like net-free, gluten-free, vegan, high protein, anything you could possibly imagine.
It's amazing. So it takes all the guesswork out of grocery shopping.
Exactly. No matter what your diet is, you can quickly find what you need without spending hours reading labels. But get this, AI isn't just changing how we shop or eat, it's totally revolutionizing industries like medicine, too.
Medicine? Wow. Okay, how?
There's a UK startup called BioCortex, and they're using AI to speed up drug discovery, which could literally save lives.
That's incredible because the drug discovery process can take years, right?
Years and years, and it's incredibly expensive and has a super high failure rate.
Yeah, it's true. But if AI can help speed up the process even a little bit, it would be huge.
Exactly. So BioCortex is using Google Cloud's BigQuery to create what they're calling a biology emulator, which sounds super high tech.
A biology emulator. Okay, I have to admit, I'm intrigued. That does sound very high tech.
Right.
Yeah.
Essentially, it allows them to run simulations of how drugs interact with bacteria and human physiology, all within the cloud.
So instead of using physical labs and waiting for results, they're using AI to test things virtually.
Exactly. And it dramatically speeds up the research process.
I bet. That's amazing.
Instead of waiting months for lab results, they can test different scenarios and identify any potential problems much faster.
So it's not just about speed, but also about potentially discovering new treatments and cures that we might not have found otherwise.
Exactly. And it really highlights how AI isn't just solving existing problems, it's opening up possibilities we haven't even thought of yet.
That is really exciting.
So we're seeing AI changing healthcare, grocery shopping, online shopping.
It really is everywhere.
Yeah, and it's no longer just a tool for these huge companies, it's trickling down to everyday people, which is super interesting to me.
Absolutely. We're seeing a real shift towards democratizing these powerful tools, making them available to everyone, which opens up so many possibilities.
Exactly. And this UK startup, Veed, is a perfect example. They're using AI to make professional-level video creation easy for anyone to do.
Oh, Veed, I've heard of them. They're doing some really cool stuff.
Yeah, they're using Google's Gemini AI to create this, get this, text-to-video tool.
Text to video, so like you just type in what you want and it makes a video for you?
Pretty much. Imagine you have this great idea for a video, but you have no idea how to edit.
That's me. I have so many ideas, but the editing software is so intimidating.
Right. But with Veed, you don't need to know anything about editing. You just type in your idea and bam, the AI does its thing.
Wow, so it just like creates a whole video.
It generates a professional-looking video, complete with stock footage, background music, even a catchy title, all from your text.
That's amazing. So you can go from an idea in your Notes app to a full video without even opening an editing program.
Exacts.
That's a game changer for sure.
Total game changer. And get this, Veed isn't just for individuals. They have a huge user base, including something like 76% of Fortune 500 companies.
Wow, okay, so they're clearly doing something right if they have that many big names using their software.
For sure. And speaking of making life easier, let's talk about another thing that everyone hates doing. Job hunting.
Okay, AI for job applications. That's interesting. Tell me more.
So they use these large language models, similar to Google's Gemini, to look at your skills, your experience, and the specific job description, and then it generates tailored resumes and cover letters for you.
So instead of staring at a blank page for hours trying to come up with the perfect opening line, AI Applied does it for you.
Yes. And it's not just generic templates, it's actually analyzing your unique skills and presenting them in a way that's going to stand out to potential employers.
So it's like having a personal career coach in your computer.
Exactly. Oh, and it gets even better.
Better. What else could it do?
They have an interview prep feature too.
What? No way.
Yes. It uses AI to simulate interview scenarios, complete with personalized questions based on the job you're applying for.
Oh, that's a great idea. So you
Yeah.
can practice and get feedback.
Yeah, it gives you feedback on your answers, even your body language.
That's incredible. They really have thought of everything. It's like having a secret weapon for your job search.
Right. So while AI Apply is helping you put your best foot forward, other AIs are working behind the scenes, quietly making sure everything runs smoothly.
Like the little helpers we don't even realize are there.
Exactly, and they're more common than you think. It's kind of amazing to think about, like, here we have AI helping us find jobs, make awesome videos, even survive the grocery store.
Totally. It makes you wonder, what will they think of next?
Seriously, what will they think of next? But anyway, speaking of these behind-the-scenes AIs, I want to hear more about Motorway, the one using AI for selling used cars.
Oh yeah, Motorway is a great example of this. They're tackling a really tricky market.
Yeah, because selling a used car is so stressful, it feels like you never know what's a fair price.
It's true, it can feel very opaque, but Motorway is using AI to change that, to bring more transparency to the whole process.
Okay, I'm listening. How does it work?
So their platform provides real-time valuations for used cars using, you guessed it, AI.
Okay, and how does it do that?
Well, every time someone sells a car on Motorway, the AI learns from that transaction. So basically, the more data it gets, the smarter it gets.
That makes sense.
Which means it gets better and better at predicting what your car is actually worth, which is super helpful in a market where it's always been so hard to know what's a fair price.
So no more spending hours on those, like, shady used car websites trying to figure out if you're getting ripped off.
Exactly. Motorway takes the guesswork out of it by analyzing a ton of data, like market trends, the car's history, mileage, its condition, all of it, to give you the real market value right now.
Wow, that's amazing. So it sounds like this kind of under-the-hood AI is really just about making things easier, whether we realize it's there or not.
Exactly. Like, think about those personalized recommendations you get on Netflix, or the way your bank flags potentially fraudulent transactions.
We all know online shopping can be a pain, right? Scrolling through endless pages, hoping you're even in the right category.
I know, so much wasted time.
Right. But imagine a company that is using AI to completely streamline that process. That's what OnBuy is doing.
Okay, OnBuy, I've heard of them. They're kind of like the UK's answer to
Yeah.
Amazon, right?
Yes, exactly.
So how are they using AI?
They're using it for product categorization, which sounds kind of boring, but is actually huge.
I can see how that would be really important, especially at the scale they're working on.
We're talking about millions of products.
Wow.
And they all need to be tagged and categorized accurately.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. It would be impossible to do that by hand.
Absolutely impossible, which is why they're experimenting with Google's Vertex AI.
Makes sense.
It analyzes the product data and then automatically categorizes all the items for them,
Smart.
which leaves OnBuy free to focus on other things.
That's really interesting. I never thought about how AI could be used for something like that.
It's a huge time saver.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
UK is now the third most valuable startup ecosystem in the whole world.
Wow, third.
Third. Crazy, right? And it's not just about fintech anymore either.
Yeah, it feels like we always hear about fintech.
I know, but Google Cloud even just opened a fancy new startup hub in London, so it's obviously got to be about more than fintech at this point.